Hello and welcome to the Shed Sounds Media YouTube channel. My name is Ian Beabout, and today I thought I would do something a little bit different, and that's because I have had multiple requests from viewers for a collection video. And also, in the process of releasing these last three review videos, I've also hit my first major milestone as a YouTube channel. I have achieved over 500 subscribers. So I want to take an opportunity to thank you, all of you who have subscribed or are about to subscribe, perhaps after watching this video, for helping me reach this important milestone in terms of channel growth. I have been told that first 500 is the hardest to get, and after that, it's much easier to eventually achieve 1,000 views and so on. This means that the channel is growing and it's healthy, and that makes me feel great. It makes me feel like my work is paying off. So I did put this special video for you together, and the intent of it is to showcase what I have, and also to potentially open up a dialogue with you, the viewer. If you see anything here that I'm about to show you that you would like to see me talk about on the channel, please let me know in the comments. It may take me a little while to get to it because I have a bit of a backlog to get to, but anything that you request that's in my collection, I will consider it, because that's the point here. The point here is reaching out, finding a community that digs CDs and physical media, vinyl, etc., as well as people who like the same kind of music I do, which is generally of the progressive bent, although you will see some folk, you'll see some jazz, you'll see a little bit of new wave and punk. I generally do prefer older music as a rule, and this is something that I honestly feel a little guilty about at times, that I don't much enjoy newer music, or I don't find much music that I enjoy. And I think this really comes down to the fact that a lot of this music that I'm talking about is stuff that I discovered in my formative years, and it made an impression on me. It shaped me. And not only that, but I think that a lot of newer music it's aimed toward an audience that I'm not a part of. I'm not necessarily the target for a lot of newer music. However, I do try to make an effort to at least listen to some new pop and stuff like that. Your Taylor Swifts and your Billie Eilish, etc. And I like them. It's just that their music tends to be available in the best format on streaming. So when it comes to like listening to the new Billie Eilish album, I'm going to choose the Atmos mix that I can access on Apple Music over a CD or a record for that. But for this stuff that I'm about to show you that's released on physical media, this is stuff that I really love and cherish, and that's why it's here. You'll also hear me talk about my Amazon wish list, which I will include in the comments as well as the description of the video. And the point of this Amazon wish list is to compile a list of titles that I would like to add. Many of these are titles that I used to own but sold off when I started my business a few years back. But now I've reached a point where I am almost always busy on something, and I'm always making money for the most part. So I feel confident that I can start bringing this stuff back in, because building a library as a music producer means it's a reference library. It's something that I can learn from and go back to again and again and again. And that's why I think it's important. With that in mind, some time has passed since I shot this video, and there have been a few things I've added to my collection since then. Now, two of these I'm about to show you are actually gifts. These were on my wish list and were sent in by viewers. So I really appreciate that. And I want to get a chance to thank you publicly. I won't say anybody's name for privacy issues. And in one case, I actually don't know who sent this in other than their username. But first off, I was sent this, Chicago 2. This is the Steven Wilson remix of this classic album, which contains songs like 25 or 6 to 4, which I love. I used to play that when I was back in the marching band. We used to play that in the stands. Also, the Ballet for a Girl in Buchanan suite is named for a town in my home state of West Virginia, and has the classic track "Color My World," which you gotta love. "Color My World" because they use the British spelling, just like my band Colouratura does. So I feel a kinship with this classic American band for choosing the British spelling. So thank you. I do know who sent this in. I won't say who because I want to protect people's privacy, but I just want to say when this came in, it made my day. I was kind of grouchy that day. I was in a bad mood, and this showed up, and it was like, whoa, a gift. It brightened my day so much. So I thank you. Thank you so much. Today, I received this in the mail. This is Marillion's Season's End album. This is the deluxe edition, which has some live material as well as the complete album remixed for 5.1 surround sound. You'll see in the collection video that I only have one other Marillion record, and that's Clutching at Straws. That was the one right before this. This is a favorite of my client and friend, Derek Ferguson, of the band Refestramus. And the reason why this was on the wish list is because he asked me to study it for our future projects. So this is great. Thank you so much. This is going to help me. This is really going to help me. So I greatly appreciate this. I've never heard this album. I don't know anything about it. I know this is a different singer. It's Steve Hogarth, not Fish. I've always been a huge Fish fan. So it'll be kind of exciting to plunge into a new world. Marillion, Season's End, the deluxe edition. Cool stuff. Thank you so much for sending this in. You know who you are. I appreciate you so much. And here's something that I have added. We'll say that I purchased this off of my own wish list. And that's the Tears for Fears Songs from the Big Chair box set. This is 6 discs, folks. This is a massive amount of material. And it's unbelievable. Like it's jaw-dropping. Like, look at that. Am I ever going to listen to all that? Hopefully. I hope I do. But the real reason that I wanted to get this is because it contains the Steven Wilson 5.1 surround sound mix. This has been a holy grail of mine for a long time. I was able to grab Seeds of Love pretty much at the last minute, right before it fell out of print. This one I thought was long out of print and never coming back, but it showed up on Amazon, and I kind of checked prices elsewhere and saw that it was generally not available anywhere else, and I kind of didn't believe it. Like, I almost did not believe that this could possibly be real until it showed up. So this was a gift from me to me, and I'm really excited about it because I love this album. Especially The Working Hour is a great song, and so is Head Over Heels. I actually woke up with that song in my head today. I love that song. This also has their cover of Sea Song, the Robert Wyatt track, and I'm glad to finally have that because I've heard it, but I've never owned it on anything. So cool. These are just a couple of things that have been added to the collection since recording the video that you're about to see. So I wanted to explain that these have been added and are now featured in my collection. I can't wait to listen to them. So one thing to say about the collection video that you're about to watch, and that's that I tried to record my audio of this on a clip-on mic, like a flute mic that I had. It's a very nice Audix mic. I also recorded audio on my phone, and what happened was I tried to sync them, the audio that I recorded off the mic, into Pro Tools with the audio from the iPhone video, and it was falling out of sync just about every 15 seconds or so. And I sat down and I listened to both audio, the camera audio, or I guess the iPhone audio, and the microphone audio. And I decided that the iPhone audio wasn't that bad. I did employ a little bit of production technique to try to clean it up. Like, I removed some background noise, and I also tried to EQ and master it a little bit so that it sounds congruous with this microphone, this Shure SM7B, which is my favorite microphone in existence, possibly. But there might be some loss of quality. So just be aware that I'm doing my best here with the technology that's available to me. It's very hard. And then the other problem is that I don't have any lighting back here. You can kind of see where my music collection is behind me. It's like over on this wall and here, and then the bookcase. But I don't have great lighting in that part of the studio, so I had to hold a light to film this. So that created some issues. Like, I couldn't actually pull out any CDs and talk about them. I only could show the spines. I also couldn't really figure out a way to show the vinyl in a way that made sense. So I just opened it up and showed the spines, but you really couldn't see it. So at some point, I'm going to have to work out in my head a lighting situation for back here so that I can do a little bit more filming. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoy this. And please interact with me in the comments as you watch this. If you see anything that you go, yeah, that, I want to know more about that, let me know, and it could be the subject of a future video. So, all right, time to turn this over to the back corner. So we're going to take a look at my collection sort of shelf by shelf. It's kind of hard to maneuver stuff because I'm holding a light source and trying to navigate that and not get it in the shot. But we have this top shelf here, which is mostly Frank Zappa stuff, although there's a few other things kind of pouring in there, and toys and stuff from my old room. So yeah, I have the majority of the 2012 Zappa remasters, which I think by and large are superior to any other version available. I also have some Mike Keneally stuff hanging out up here, like Hat and Dancing, and his new one, The Thing That Knowledge Can't Eat, Wingbeat Fantastic, Dog, etc. I do have a couple of Ryko disc Frank Zappa discs. That 200 Motels one is pretty rare now. But I kept it even though I upgraded to the box set when it came out a few years ago, because Strictly Gentile is not the same on the new master. So I kept that. I also kept a couple other ones like Roxy and Elsewhere. I didn't see any need to upgrade it because there really wasn't any difference to the 2012 CD. I have the Stage series, the Yellow Shark, Civilization Phase 3, and a couple of posthumous box sets like the Roxy set, the Mothers 1971, the Mothers at Carnegie Hall, Funky Nothingness. We're kind of moving into the Captain Beefheart section. There's also a couple of Talk discs hanging out there. I know it's kind of hard to see past Christian Bale here. One copy of Melancholy and The Infinite Sadness. One Smashing Pumpkins album for me. I need to get some more. I do really like them. So this is something that might be cool to some of you. This was pair of drumsticks that my dad gave me, and these have Neil Peart's signature, Neil Peart from Rush. I don't believe that he actually signed these. I think these are just a print, but still pretty cool. One of the things that I cherish. Do have some XTC up here. Skylark English Settlement, Wasp Star, Apple Venus 2, and Apple Venus 1. Mummer in the Big Express. I used to have a lot more, but these are kind of floating up here because I have the Surround and Atmos discs with the rest of the Surround and Atmos discs. So we'll see those in a minute. But two XTC albums that I would like to add back into my collection are White Music and Go To. I put those on my Amazon wish list, which I will include in the description. So go check it out. So shelf 2, some Pink Floyd stacked up on there. I still don't have a lot of Pink Floyd that I used to have, like mostly the early stuff. I'm missing like Saucer Full of Secrets, and I'm missing Umaguma, and I'm missing Atom Heart Mother. And of the three that I mentioned, I think Atom Heart Mother is the one that I most would like to add into my collection. As such, I put the Japanese master of that, the new one. I put that on my Amazon wish list. So if you're interested in donating to the channel, I would really appreciate a copy of Atom Heart Mother, because I really like that one. Also have some Roger Waters stuff. That copy of Dark Side of the Moon that's on the top there is a 5.1 surround sound copy, and I had it for close to 20 years before I realized that that's an SACD with a surround sound layer. I certainly prefer the older 5.1 mix to the Atmos. Also, that 20th anniversary edition is definitely definitely my favorite stereo version of the Dark Side of the Moon. It just sounds so good and so dynamic. Some more Roger Waters. Bent Knee collection with some Knife World hanging out on top. I got to get their new one. They just announced it, and I'm going to have to pick that up. Here's some stuff that I picked up recently, like Tears for Fears songs from The Big Chair. I'm Batman. Okay, some Warren Zevon, one of my favorites from when I was a kid, and I still have several of his albums there. Another Batman toy kind of hanging out there. If you can tell me which movie that Batman toy is from in the comments, you will win my respect and admiration forever. So over here we have some Alan Parsons Project. Tales of Mystery and Imagination is one of my absolute favorite albums of all time, and I do own the surround mix of it, so you're going to see that after a little bit. There's iRobot, Turn of the Friendly Card, Eye in the Sky, Jellyfish's Spilt Milk. Here's some Ween, albums like Chocolate and Cheese, 12 Golden Country Greats, The Mollusk, White Pepper, Quebec, some Steely Dan, The Royal Scam, Countdown to Ecstasy, Katie Lied, Pretzel Logic. I need Asia, and again, that is a title that's on my Amazon wish list. I've heard it, I love that album, but I don't own it for whatever reason. Some Kate Bush, The Kick Inside, Lionheart, Never Forever, 2 copies of The Dreaming, 2 copies of Hounds of Love, because, hey, they're great albums. Why not have 2 copies? But the real reason is that one is a remastered copy and one is an original pressing, and I got those for like $1 each. I couldn't say no, especially since Hounds of Love has the original mix of The Big Sky, which I'd never heard before. Some Roxy Music, the debut album, For Your Pleasure, Country Life, Viva, and Siren. I would love it if they released more Steven Wilson mixes of those albums. I never did get the first album remixed by Steven Wilson, and that's one I would very much like to hear. A couple of Residents albums here, like Meet the Residents, Fingerprints, Third Reich and Roll, Duck Stab, Not Available, Eskimo, commercial album. Here's a little bit of Tall. This Tall collection is incomplete, and the reason for that is that I have the book sets, which I will be certain to show in a little bit. I still don't have Rock Flute, the latest Jethro Tull album. Perhaps that's one I should add to the Amazon list. That Mellow Candle album is very good, very underrated. We're kind of moving into my folk section with artists like Roy Harper. I need more Roy Harper, but I feel like I have a lot of his classics here already. Fairport Convention, I have Unhalfbricking and Legion Leaf. I would love to have more of that too, someday. Some Richard Thompson. These are some of my favorites and ones that I've picked up over the years for one reason or another. Faithless is one that I picked up at a show back in 2007 when I saw him on the Sweet Warrior Tour. Good stuff. So now we are entering the multi-channel mix shelf. And that is a pirated copy of Roxy Music's Avalon because it's very hard to get a hold of. Don't tell anybody I have a pirated copy. It's our little secret. We have some Rush with 2112 and Moving Pictures, Gentle Giant, Three Piece Suite, Octopus, Power and the Glory, Freehand, Interview, and The Missing Piece. All of those are wonderful surround sound experiences, and I recommend them. I have the XTC albums in surround sound, Drums and Wires, Black Sea, The Big Express, The Dukes of Stratosphere, Skylarking, Oranges and Lemons, and finally Nonesuch. Very soon I will be doing a classic album review of Drums and Wires. That was requested by a viewer, and I'm looking to do that very soon. Which, by the way, if you are watching this and you see something here that you'd like me to review, let me know. I would be happy to do it. Here we have some King Crimson stuff. One day I would like to get the box sets of all of these, and again, they are on my Amazon wish list, but for now I have the, single or double versions of In the Court of the Crimson King, In the Wake of Poseidon, Lizard Islands. I do have the Dolby Atmos mix / complete recording sessions version of Lark's Tongues and Aspic. I'm really hoping that they do Starless and Bible Black and Red in that series, because that is one of the most stunning Atmos mixes I've heard to date. I just picked up the Reconstruction of Light. There's a review of that on the channel. Power to Believe is a great album. I have two Yes albums here, the Yes album and Close to the Edge. That's another band I'd like to collect some more of someday. Vandergraaf Generator. I have my eyes on that box set, the Charisma Years. I would love to have that. And guess what? It's on the Amazon wish list. So if you're looking to make a donation, that's some of my favorite stuff. I would love to have that box set. Some more Mike Keneally, Peter Gabriel's I.O., Talking Heads Remain in Light, Garden of the Titans by Opeth, Heritage by Opeth, Stephen Wilson's The Raven That Refused to Sing, and Hand Cannot Erase. I saw both of those tours, and that's a memory. Those are memories that I will cherish forever. Also, Donald Fagen's The Nightfly. That is the Japanese version that's got an SACD layer, and it is a fantastic sounding album in surround sound. That will be a review that I'm going to do very soon, so look for that. That was another request. Overnight Sensation, the box set from Frank Zappa, which contains Dolby Atmos mixes of that album, as well as the Grand Wazoo and Waka Jawaka. And as promised, here are 3 Alan Parsons Project surround sound discs. You have Turn of the Friendly Card, Eye of the Sky, and Tales of Mystery and Imagination. I hope that he does iRobot soon, because I missed that when it came out. I'd love to have that one. Some more Stephen Wilson stuff, the Drive Home EP, the To the Bone album, The Future Bites, Harmony Codex, and finally, Home Invasion in concert at the Royal Albert Hall. I'm really looking forward to his new album soon. Porcupine Tree, Closure Continuation live in Amsterdam. I never did get a chance to pick up the Fear of a Blank Planet tour, which was called Anesthetize. I never did get a chance to pick that up, so it is on my wish list. But for now, this will do, because a lot of that material's there, and it's performed really well. I actually like new Gavin better than the older Gavin. The King Crimson affected Gavin is a little bit more my speed. Okay, some Pink Floyd stuff in surround sound and Atmos. Dark Side of the Moon is the Dolby Atmos mix. Wish You Were Here is the 5.1 mix on SACD, and that is one of my absolute top shelf demo discs. If you bring your friends over and want to show them what surround sound is all about, I think Wish You Were Here is the perfect choice, especially Welcome to the Machine. I also have the Animals 2018 surround mix. And what is that hanging out there? Oh, that is Roger Waters, Amused to Death. That's another great surround mix. Richard Wright, Wet Dream. That's a Steven Wilson Atmos mix. And of course, Robin Trower's Bridge of Sighs, which I've reviewed. See a couple of films there hanging out that are music related, like A Hard Day's Night, the Beatles film. That's the 4K version on Criterion. True Stories, the David Byrne movie, and Stop Making Sense. Man, if A24 would just drop the list price on the 4K UHD of Stop Making Sense, I would be all over that. That is one of my favorite concerts in existence. I would love a copy of that, the 4K UHD of Stop Making Sense. That's one you can only order from A24's website. And I am currently subscribed to A24, so I'm kind of hoping one day they do a discount on it, because I would jump on that. Clutching at Straws by Marillion. I would certainly like to have a few more Marillion albums in my collection, but that is far and away my favorite, and the surround mix is excellent. And also Tears for Fears, The Seeds of Love, is another one of my favorite surround sound discs, and I think Steven Wilson did an amazing job. All right, the final shelf in the bookcase for now, at least this bookcase. So here we have some Rush stuff, like trying to get the lighting just right here, like the Presto SACD and counterparts, Tests for Echo, another copy of Moving Pictures. You know, you can really tell how much I love an album based on how many copies I have of it. I must have 5 or 6 copies of Moving Pictures. It's one of my absolute favorite records of all time. Fly By Night, Caress of Steel, 2112, All the World's a Stage, Hemispheres, Farewell to Kings. That is the, oh man, I can't remember what year that came out, but that's the 2 CD version of Moving Pictures with a live show. Exit Stage Left, Grace Under Pressure, Power Windows, Hold Your Fire, Show of Hands, Presto, Roll the Bones, Counterparts, another copy of Test for Echo, Vapor Trails Remixed, Russian Rio, Clockwork Angels. That Amandul 2 album, that Wolf City, was a heck of a find. That's a very rare Japanese copy. Has some Faust, some Can. I need to get some more of their official live bootleg releases. Those are really cool. Noi and Tangerine Dream. You'll see some more Tangerine Dream before we're done. A couple of MoFi discs there. I'm trying to get the lighting just right. Those are some of my prized possessions right there. Thick as a Brick, Passion Play, and Songs from the Wood by Jethro Tull, and Rush's Signals. Those are the Mobile Fidelity gold discs. Hatfield in the North, National Health. Here's some cuneiform stuff, a mixture of stuff that I've worked on and some stuff that I just like the Soft Machine Facelift collection and Hovacode in 1971, as well as the Dutch Lesson and Baker's Dozen are all projects that I worked on. That's the Muffins, by the way, the Baker's Dozen box set. Some more Muffin stuff and other assorted cuneiform titles. Some Sleepy Time Gorilla Museum hanging out up there. All right, over to this bookcase where we have some assorted prog, Gong's Camembert Electric. That is an autographed copy of Octopus that I'll have to show sometime. Also, that Pawn Hearts there is autographed. We have the Genesis collection, which one day I hope to make a video about because I'm in the process of collecting every disc and cheap. I refuse to pay too much money for these because they're older discs. But the trick is they sound great. I just got this copy of Three Sides Live, as well as Abacab. Those are brand new arrivals. In fact, most of these titles that you're looking at right now were bought within the last month or so. At least all the Genesis and Peter Gabriel stuff was. On this shelf, we have some Procol Harum. Procol Harum are one of my very favorites from when I was small. I just love them, and I need more. There's still a couple of esoteric discs that I don't have yet, like the live album and Procol's Ninth. I did put those on my Amazon wish list, so should you like to support the channel, you can. Some Beatles. I got those Beatles records, those CDs, for like $60 for the lot. That was such a great deal. Such a good day, too. Funkadelic. I love Funkadelic. They're not talked about much. I need some Parliament. That'll be something I should add to the Amazon wish list, because there is a budget-priced Parliament collection that I think would slot right in there. I think I need it. Also, some David Bowie. One can never have enough David Bowie. I just picked up these Jimi Hendrix albums, Axis Bold as Love, Band of Gypsies, and Are You Experienced? Actually, Electric Ladyland is my favorite Jimi Hendrix album, and I did put a surround sound box set of that on my Amazon wish list, so go check that out. Here's some more Genesis stuff that's just kind of overflow. I have doubles. I got these all for $1 each. How could I say no? Even though I think maybe some of these other ones sound better, but I like having the option because these are the ones that I grew up on, and I like being able to hear them again. So some more stuff down here, some jazz. I need some more jazz. One of the things I added to my Amazon wish list was the Miles Davis Columbia collection. Henry Cowell box set. That was gifted to me when a friend of mine passed away. He had them sent to me, so that's rather nice. Some Magma, Cheer Accident, and Jack of the Clock. I'm going to get to see them at Prague Day this year. I'm so excited. I love Jack of the Clock. Down here are a few things that I've been involved with producing. The 4 Colouratura records, as well as Ref Estramist's In Tourist, some Tom Waits, Scott Walker, Nina Hagen, Massive Attack, Simon & Garfunkel, ZZ Top, Black Sabbath. I need Sabotage. That's one I don't have yet. Iron Maiden with The Number of the Beast. Could always use some more Iron Maiden. That just one's not enough, is it? Some Robin Trower. A little bit of classical music, although I could use some more. Yeah, we're kind of like drifting into some punkier stuff with Nirvana, Radiohead, Gang of Four, Pavement, Pixies, The Clash. I still need to listen to those Clash albums. The Stranglers, The Pretenders, and Billy Cobham just kind of hanging out there for whatever reason. I definitely need more jazz and jazz fusion in my life. So moving over to the big bookcase, which mostly contains movies, and this is the backdrop in the majority of my videos that has the stand-up blanket on it. So you might recognize that. But the reason why we're looking at this now is to show you, these are like my children. The Jethro Tull, Steven Wilson remixed box sets. I have every single one of them, and I think I said before that whenever one of these comes out, it's a special event. I listen to them over and over and over again, and I learn so much. These are, I'm just so proud to have these. I don't think I could live without them, honestly. I think that they're they're the greatest thing I own. Let me just say that. These are the proudest things that I own. Not only because they are rare and expensive, which they are, but that's not the reason. It's because I cherish them. I love this music so much. And any opportunity to show them off, I'll take. Because I adore these. These are the greatest. This is the gold standard for reissues in the modern age. My records. One day I'll have to do maybe a video about these on their own, because I could show each one, maybe set up a little tripod or something. But I thought I would mention that these 2 Soft Machine albums, the Hovercode in 1971 and Facelift France and Holland, those are both records that I worked on. So I thought you might like to see those. Also, that record, WTF Was That by Colouratura, that's my band. And very proud to have to be able to say that we released our album on vinyl. I think that's a rather cool thing. Also, Zappa New York, the 40th Anniversary Deluxe Edition, is a great set. I need more Zappa sets. The one that is kind of my holy grail right now is the Hot Rats box set. I did put the Hot Rats set on my Amazon wish list, so if you're a Frank Zappa fan and would like to hear me talk about it, please consider donating that to the YouTube channel. I would really appreciate that. I feel like I could learn so much from the Hot Rats set because those are studio sessions, and that's what I do. My bread and butter is studio work. So yeah, we'll do a vinyl episode maybe sometime. Is that something you'd like to see? Vinyl? Let me know in the comments. Over here, some more box sets. We have the 200 Motels 50th Anniversary Edition just kind of hanging out there in the corner. I need more Zappa sets. Again, I would love to have the Hot Rats one. That's the one that I most covet. Robert Fripp's Exposures and the King Crimson box On and Off the Road. I love those box sets, and I need more. I need the Court of the Crimson King complete sessions. That would be great. I also need the Road to Red and the Starless box, which I think is out of print. That Tangerine Dream box, In Search of Hades, is one of my favorite things ever. I listen to those albums on repeat almost every night because they put me at such ease. Also, that's the Fragile box, which I reviewed on the channel earlier this week, depending on when you're watching this. And then over there is the Love from Planet Gong, the Virgin Years box set by Gong. That's a lovely set, and I need to spend some more time with it. That my friend and client Dave from the Muffins paid me with that box set a couple of years ago, and what a great payment! Because that's a box set that has provided hours and hours and hours of enjoyment over the years. See some movies there over there in the corner. At one point, I did want to talk about movies on this channel, but I found over time that I think I'm better at talking about music. But movies are kind of my other obsession in life. Like I have the Werner Herzog set, and Ingmar Bergman from Criterion, some David Lynch up top somewhere. Yeah, another Werner Herzog set. David Cronenberg. So that's my other bread and butter is movies. Perhaps one day I will talk about movies more on the channel. Is that something you'd like to hear about? Let me know in the comments. All right, back to Ian. I hope you enjoyed today's collection video, and I hope that you discovered something that you like here. Don't forget to leave a comment if you see something that you'd like me to review or to talk about more or to feature. Also, I want to give a heartfelt thanks to everyone who's subscribed to this channel. So far, it's continued to grow. At the time of recording, it's sitting around 550, which is amazing to me. I remember just only a few days ago looking at my subscriber count, and I was thinking 2 more and I can hit 500. And I've gathered another 40 or so since then. So the message must be getting out. The algorithms must be with me. Hopefully that carries through to this video. It's always a little bit tricky because I know that new releases tend to get the clicks. But I looked ahead and there's really nothing else that I want at the moment that's coming out. So I'm going to try and do some stuff that is maybe based on like the Bursting Out set. Like we're going to do a discussion on that. We're also going to do a discussion on the Frank Zappa set, potentially even the Yes set. Maybe that's in the cards. So I might do more content based on those topics. But again, if you have any suggestions of things to review, please let me know. I will put a link to my Amazon wish list in the description as well as the comments. Remember, you don't have to buy from Amazon. You can always purchase at an indie dealer like Wayside Music or Laser CD. Those guys are friends of mine, and I'm sure they would appreciate your support as much as I do. Or even if you're just watching and viewing, you don't have to donate anything. I appreciate you just showing up. That in itself is incredible to me, and I'm so thankful. Please, if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to like it. And if you're seeing this and you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to subscribe. Every one of those numbers helps, because my next goal is 1,000. That's what I'm shooting for now. I'd like to reach 1,000 within the next month or so. Is that too ambitious? I suppose we shall see. Also, let me know if you're interested in seeing the vinyl collection. It's small, but has some cool stuff in it, because when I sold my music, I kept only the really good stuff, only the really nice records. So there are a few treats in there, and I've got some more records coming. There's some stuff coming after the 4th, so that's something else I can show. But yeah, in the meantime, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a real pleasure. I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, you'll be hearing from me real soon, hopefully. Bye-bye.